Welcome in, everybody. It is Monday night. I almost said Tuesday night. I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. And it's not because I'm getting old, but Mike is here with me tonight, and he will uh, do whatever. Voltaire is here already. Welcome in. Uh, he's doing corporate trading while listening to me in the Thunder Rockets game, rooting for OKC since it benefits my Lake show. Welcome in, Voltaire. Um, Oops, let me just see one thing here because I told Mike I was going to do a little experimenting here because if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to do some quick uh, changes here. Mike, speak.
Yeah.
Mike, speak.
Yeah. Yes.
An echo there, but I don't think it's anything where that will be too bad. So, but if it is echoing, I can do something in like 10, 15 seconds. So, but anyways, we're here. It's Monday night. You know, the usual Monday routine. And it's not Saturday, but I see the regular crowd is starting to shuffle in.
Here it comes.
Yep. But there's an old man sitting across from me, but he's not making love to his tonic and gin.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, so yeah, we're trying something different here tonight, and you know, me, the ever experimental person here, um I had a little brain fart today while I was sitting here looking at different things, preparing for the show. It's like, you know what? What if I use my main headset because it has that regular 3.5 millimeter jack on it, not Jack Mehoff.
Oh, that's it. Gotcha.
So I can actually plug this in because I have one of those splitters I told you about from one of those old headsets I had.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's do that. So you can actually hear me when I do such things as this.
Who the fuck is that guy?
But now you're hearing a little bit more. But Mike has frozen on me, I think.
No, here.
I was expecting him to laugh at the who the fuck is that guy, but
I didn't hear it.
you didn't hear it?
No.
Oh shit. All right, we're gonna have to do more experimenting then.
Okay.
Which is really gonna suck because I have 3 new drops tonight.
Looking forward to hearing them.
Yeah, you'll be listening to it tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
But I have a stupid shit that I saw story that I don't know what I did with it. Damn it. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh no, I have it here. Okay, good. When you hear this story, you're gonna say, "Yep, that's soccer." I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I don't want to give too much details here because I want everybody to see your reaction to the story.
Gotcha.
And trust me, it is a story that I knew as soon as I saw. It's like, I don't care if it's Monday night. We're doing the stupid shit. I saw a story,
Oh man. Okay.
and you know, and and the one thing is, like the stupid shit that I saw a story has different names depending on the radio show or TV show, or whatever. Now, in my case, I don't want to have it as a regular. I don't want to have it as a regular thing
Right.
because if something comes up and it's worth sharing, then and also if I share it, I don't want to share it and then be like, oh shit, I can't find this article because some stories may not be true, and we're gonna go through this as if it's a true story, but you're I think that you're gonna like this, and you know I may even have to play the segment for you with the, well, whatever. But we'll get there. So,
Okay.
but coming up tonight here, we're going to talk a lot of Pete Rose because that blew up over the weekend. You know, apparently his ashes want to be in the Hall of Fame. Well, did he get cremated or?
I have no idea.
Nor do I care.
Yeah.
But so there's another push to get him in the Hall of Fame. We'll get to that. A couple different stories that blend into each other here. Jimmy Johnson retired today from Fox.
Gonna miss.
Yeah, I guess he can now take off that wig. Oh wait, that's really his hair.
Yes, that's always here.
Darius Slay is going to be released by the Eagles. Got an update on the Fresno State gambling thing. Apparently, it was just guys doing stupid shit.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it wasn't what I was thinking when I originally saw that story because I was thinking it was illegal bookmaking since they don't have sportsbook gambling in California.
Right.
So I thought, so got an update on that,
Okay.
and the stupid shit that I saw story. Once you hear why a soccer match was canceled, you'll cringe at what happened that caused the cancellation,
Right.
but you will see why. I mean, even for soccer, it's bizarre, crazy, but everybody has their own thing. Like, for example, Preston and Steve, they have 2 segments on their show called The Bizarre File. I thought about emailing the story to them, but I'm like, nah. Now, I don't want to explain that I'm like 6 months behind on their podcast right now, but
Yeah. Don't want to explain that now.
but yeah, even though people email and do say that, um, but everybody has their own thing, and it's a regular thing for Preston and Steve. But then again, they have the time to do all these different things,
Yep.
and me, I like to keep it as something a here and there type thing. I don't want to have it as a regular thing because I hope that if I can really get this to grow, I am hoping that it's kind of like the whole Howard Stern thing where people hate him, but why is his rating so high? Because everybody wants to hear what he has to say.
Right.
Even if it's just that one segment, I want them to say, "Oh shit, I gotta hear this story." And I've had some doozies. I had a coyote hiding in a produce department at an Aldi's in Chicago.
I remember that one.
I forget the other one, but that's the only one I remember because there's an Aldi around the corner from us
Right.
where we're at right now. So, you do have that, and we'll see. I'll let you know what happens here. I think this trumps it to the point where I don't think I could do another stupid shit that I saw segment that can beat what I have in store for today.
Oh boy.
I mean, if I added 3 sound drops for this,
Right.
you know that this is one hell of a story.
Okay.
So, and those that are listening in, hopefully you'll understand why I added these 3 sound drops. 2 of them, I'll add a little extra to it at the end, but But anyways, I did mention Trump, but I was mentioning it as trumping previous story, not the orange guy. But President Trump made himself known this weekend in the sports world. And no, he didn't go to a UFC fight. He didn't go to the outdoor hockey game in Columbus. What else was on this weekend? Shit, I don't know.
So what I know now.
I mean, he could have gone to the hockey game because Ohio is a red state.
You could have.
But Well, this is about a guy from Ohio.
Right?
Some guy, Pete Rose or something.
Vaguely heard of him. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, on Friday, President Trump rambled on his true social media that he would pardon baseball great Pete Rose, criticizing Major League Baseball for barring the all time hit champion from the Sports Hall of Fame for gambling. He
Bad.
realizes he didn't break any rules, he didn't break any federal laws for gambling, right?
Right? Yeah.
You wonder why you know why I'm in permanent concussion protocol between just being half Polish.
Yeah.
Not supposed to agree with me, damn it.
Okay.
All right. So Pete Rose died last year, as we all know, at 83. And he was banned for life years ago. He finally admitted in 2004, which was like 15 years after the fact, that he had bet on games. Apparently, Warren Buffett breaks silence on Trump's plane tariffs. Okay, whatever. I'll read that later.
Okay.
Because I'm also keeping an eye on things because I might have to go into my Catholicism, tell you what black smoke versus white smoke is.
Ah.
Because,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Pope may be,
Yeah.
or it might be a sign for John Cena.
One of the two.
Well, I got John Cena today as well, but not in a bad way. But, you know, not in a good way, but not in a bad way, but like, but we won't get into that. That's private stuff, but, you know about the whole John Cena thing now that I showed you that video of him
Yeah, I do.
kicking Cody Rhodes in the huevos.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Not good.
No. So, so he admitted in 2004 he had bet on games, but never against his own teams. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I only say that because of some of the stuff I'm going to add later on.
Okay.
Rob Manfred in 2015 rejected Rose's bid for reinstatement.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to see if I can do my Trump voice here. Over the next few weeks, I will be signing a complete pardon to Pete Rose, who shouldn't have been gambling on baseball, but only bet on his team winning.
Close with no cigar.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about cigars. I did not inhale. But that bitch did not know how to swallow it. No, she's a fat pig.
Oh, he taught us so well. Anyway.
So, anyways.
Yeah.
So he's, but what takes a few weeks to sign his complete pardon? Is it that extra large marker that he uses to sign all his documentations or something? It's like, oh, we gotta, since we cut everything. Here we go. We're going political, but this is political satire, whatever. This isn't really. This is just me joking around. And those that know me, and Mike knows this as well, I am an equal opportunity offender. I will bash the Democrats as well with some snarky comment that will try to get you to laugh.
Right.
Now, I don't know if it's you remember the segment during one of those PBS shows, and this may predate you. You remember? I think it might have been Bill Cosby. Picture Pages, where he had the magic marker, where every time they wrote, it would like.
Vaguely.
I'm just wondering if his marker is something like that, except it's without the sound, because they get the marker, and I'm going to use my highlighter. I gotta mute this motherfucker. But seriously, Um, and I'm bringing up these vague references here. It's like, what the hell? And even Mike saying, "What the hell?" to himself.
To himself, yeah.
Yeah. So he never betted against himself or the other team. He has the most hits by far. Great guy. Lots of hits. Lots of misses too. Made the most outs in Major League history as well. Most hits by far in baseball history, and won more games than anyone in sports history.
And that makes this much difference because Rose broke the cardinal rule.
We're going to get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, let me rewind.
Now,
Go ahead.
Trump did not say what his pardon would cover, but Rose did serve 5 months in prison after pleading guilty to tax evasion charges in 1990. So even if it's a pardon, you got a pardon for something which is as private as Major League Baseball. What law did he break that will get him into the Hall of Fame? That laws of the United States. You know what I mean?
He broke the law by doing something bad and was accused of doing something bad instead of getting away with something that was bad.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
remember the movie Wall Street when Michael Douglas said greed is good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Opposite. Yeah. That stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, if he broke any laws, sportsbook gambling like he did was illegal.
That's true.
But they only came after him for tax evasion. Which may have been in turn because of the gambling, because he's got to prove, because he's got the sheets, and I'm going to show you one sheet where, it'll lead to the final part of this story. But I don't know what he's going to pardon for. I mean, is he just pardoning for the sake of pardoning? Is he doing this because, oh, I know how to get him into the Hall of Fame, even though he doesn't do this, he does this.
The Hall of Fame.
This is my finger. This is my other finger.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this and fuck it. I'll pick it up because I'm probably going to run over it 5 times when I need to look at it. So, but the thing is, I'm going to pardon Mother Nature today because the sky is gray when it should have been blue and sunny.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to pardon that broad I had last night because she refused to give me the brown eye.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that's the thing that annoys me is, and it's not about it necessarily being Trump. Presidential pardons, for the most part, oh dear Jesus.
Hi, yes, Jay.
She wants to know what's on your head.
Phillies.
If you want, I can have him wear a champion's hat.
You know what's on my head, yes, Jay. You know.
She must have put money down on the Phillies to win the NL East. Well, I might have to do maybe even tomorrow night some some Philly Fade picks for college basketball, even for the conference tournaments.
Right.
Um, yeah. Uh, the Braves scare her.
Oh, SJ, don't be scared. It's okay.
Now, wouldn't a guy who doesn't know whether he's a teepee or wigwam because he's too tense, chasing you with a tomahawk scare you? Wouldn't that scare you?
That would scare me.
But anyways. But but the one thing is, it just seems like most presidents, and this isn't a political talk, this is just observations of how things used to be. It seems like every time a president goes out, and we saw it with Biden,
Mhm.
even though he did do Biden's and executive orders and stuff like that at the start of his term, most of the pardons are done at the very end of a term. There may be a special case where you do something like, this guy's going to get the electric chair, even though we don't do the electric chair per se. I think we should, but make it fun. Let's see which way the eyeball pops out of their head.
And okay.
But but I just think I mean, just looking at this, it's like, well, why are you pardoning him? Because you're it isn't like you have a political statement or anything.
Nope.
You don't have another term here. You already won Ohio. It's not like you need to, wait, let me guess. You want to win Ohio by 40 points because you saved Pete Rose's ass? I don't know, but but anyway, so enough about the orange guy and whatever you want to call him, whatever. I like I said, I'm an equal opportunity offender. If it was a Democratic president that was doing that, um, and well, the reason why, SJ, I believe, in the words of Donald Trump, I can get him into the Hall of Fame. I can do this. I'm going to get him there. And it's going to be great. I'm going to make the Hall of Fame great again.
Not bad. That one was better.
Or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. But I don't think, in some regards, Trump really knows what a pardon is for. And, that has zero effect on the Hall of Fame, because even Rob Manfred doesn't control who is and isn't in the Hall of Fame.
That's true.
Well, and I think that, we're going to get into verbiage issues with the way that they're talking about things here. Commissioner Rob Manfred is considering a petition filed on January 8th by Pete Rose's family to have Major League Baseball's all-time hitter posthumously removed from the baseball ineligible list.
Why?
Exactly. Now, I'm going to say one thing. And of course, this is if A, then B, or something like that. If you're going to do that, then you're going to have to take Shoeless Joe Jackson off.
Yeah.
I mean, if everything you believe in 8 Men Out is true, and some of it may be fabricated a little bit, but I've also read the book. And yes, Hooked on Phonics worked for me. No, Stone Cold Steve Austin's fans say what all the time at the end of every 2 years. Shoeless Joe Jackson was with the Chicago I almost said the Chicago Whitehawks.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ. It's been a rough day, SJ. If I said something about things going sideways and backwards on me today, I'm gonna have to tell you later tonight. Mike already knows that's only because he's here in the apartment. So Shoeless Joe Jackson played for the Chicago White Sox. He was on the Black Sox team of 1919 who threw the World Series. She's into rides.
Huh?
Um,
Oh, well, now she's intrigued.
I wonder what kind of rides, because she really wants a ride. Oh, whoop!
Oh.
So
That was the one. That was the one.
I hope that's crying from laughter.
That's funny.
I hope that's crying from
It's
laughter,
gotta be.
because if it's crying because of something else, then I'm fucked. But anyways, Shoeless Joe Jackson was part of the guys from 8 Men Out who were banned from baseball because they threw the World Series. But Shoeless Joe Jackson was illiterate. Many of the players probably were.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can confirm that she is crying, laughing,
Yeah.
because I have my Discord up and she's. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. So, anyways, um, so according to the movie and everything, he didn't know how to read, but he signed a document. I forget if the document was to throw the series or to admit that he did anything, but there really was anybody that really went over everything. He just signed his life away. So they were found not guilty in court, I believe, but Kennesaw Mountain Landis kicked them all out of baseball.
Yeah.
So some things are missing in there, but but for the most part, Shoeless Joe got banned along with the other guys, and Shoeless Joe would have been in the first couple of classes of the Hall of Fame. Easy, but they chose not to. But back then, he was still eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I'm sure that I could see those results if I really dug onto the internet for anything like that. But so Jeffrey Lenkov, the LA lawyer that represented Rose prior to his death, said he filed the reinstatement petition after he and Fawn Rose. No, that's not a stripper name. That's his daughter.
Okay.
She might be a stripper. Who knows?
Never know.
But that is the oldest daughter of Pete Rose.
Okay.
They met with Manfred and MLB spokesperson Pat Courtney in the commissioner's office on December 17th. No. So I don't know if Pete Rose was saying, right before his death, if I die, go to the commissioner's office. Or this is something that his lawyer's doing on his own. But now, the commissioner was respectful, gracious, and actively participated in productive discussions regarding removing Rose from the ineligible list. It was a 1-hour meeting. Lenkov said he is seeking Rose's removal from MLB's banned list for betting on baseball so that we can seek induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, which he has long been the desire and is now being sought posthumously by his family.
I still say no.
But the thing is, Pete Rose, he would always have a card show or a meet and greet with Pete Rose across the street from the Baseball Hall of Fame during induction weekend.
Right.
So MLB sources acknowledged that they met with Fawn and Lenkov, and that Manfred is now reviewing the petition to reinstate Rose. Now, in 2015, Manfred rejected his Rose reinstatement petition after meeting with Pete Rose. Manfred and Courtney declined comment on Saturday. And she was laughing so hard, holy crap. Wait. She crapped herself? I mean, I could do that to people where if I get really funny, I can make people shit themselves.
Oh, you're going to get her laughing.
Wait. Not only crapping, but holy crapping like Swiss fucking cheese.
Oh, Dang, this is your night.
Oh, did I tell you that I went to Acme the other day?
No.
I said, "Can you give me a reenactment of the Kansas City defense?" And he gave me a slice of Swiss cheese.
Oh, okay.
She's turning into an owl or something. Who? But so Pete Rose also, um, he was banned by Bart Giamatti in 1989, and a lot of people say the heart attack that Giamatti had weeks afterwards, months afterwards, was partly because of all the stress with everything he had to do with the Pete Rose thing. So say what you want, but Trump didn't say what the pardon would cover. Is like we said here, we were like, what's the pardon going to be? It's not a, he didn't get jailed because of gambling. He got jailed because of tax evasion. So he really can't,
You can't. You really can't.
So Len Kopp, the lawyer, said he did not actively seek the White House's assistance in efforts for reinstatement. And Len Kopp said when when he gets passionate about an issue, Trump stands behind it. Rose would have appreciated the president's commitment, but also in the early 2000s, Bud Selig offered Rose a chance for reinstatement, but insisted on conditions. But if you remember, he didn't admit that he bet on baseball until 2004.
That's true.
And I don't know, I missed what this was about, so I apologize, SJ. Seriously, I do apologize this time. But so if you remember in 2004, Pete Rose wrote a book, or maybe somebody wrote it for him. Yeah, I'm not saying he's dumb or anything. I'm just saying, like, a lot of times you have somebody write the book for you. Here's the ideas and, stuff like that. But Bud Selig offered a chance at reinstatement, but insisted on conditions, including that Rose would have admitted he gambled on baseball, because he didn't admit it until after he wrote. He didn't admit it until he wrote that book, which was 14 years later. So he basically wiped out his eligibility years, trying to say that he never bet on baseball.
Yeah.
Now, years later, ESPN reported that Rose also placed bets as a player, but Rose wouldn't admit to it. But those conditions were he admitted he gambled on baseball, make no casino appearances, and stop gambling, and Rose declined.
So he could have been in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. So he gave him an olive branch, apparently.
He did.
Now I don't know who initiated that meeting, but they did give him an opportunity when he was live. He still had 20 years to bitch and moan about it if he was reinstated.
Right.
But
so he wanted olive branch on in his own conditions. I don't want it this way. I want it this, that. No, you did something wrong. Someone offered you that. No.
Yeah.
So no, you're not getting that. No.
Yeah. So and I understand, we're a nation of second chances and stuff like that. But the thing is, sometimes when you get that second chance, you got to admit you're wrong after the first offense.
Yeah.
He never would admit it. When he did admit it, he wasn't going to change for the better. It's like, I'm still betting on baseball. Fuck you.
Yeah. Didn't somebody write a book after the fact said, if I did it?
Damn it. You have to do that the day or two after I saw that SNL skit on Instagram. You motherfucker.
That just came to my mind. Yeah.
Now, did I share that the other day, or I don't remember?
I don't remember. I know I saw some SNL this weekend for the clips, but it might have been on there.
But so John Dowd, who investigated Rose for gambling in 1989, and ironically also served as Trump's lawyer 7 years ago. He noted that MLB is not in the pardon business, nor does it have control, nor does it control admission to the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
So, um, now here's where you get into the verbiage issue,
Okay.
because it's actually the ineligible list. It's not a lifetime ban, even though technically it is. But the way that the ban works is you're banned for life,
Right.
but he had a chance to appeal after a year. But he didn't really get into it until like 10 years after the fact. So in 2020, ESPN reported that for all practical purposes, Manfred viewed baseball's banned list as punishing players during their lifetime, but ended upon their death. A senior MLB source said that when that after a banned player dies, MLB informally sees that the banning ends. When Manfred denies Rose's petition for reinstatement, or when he denied it, he said, under the Major League Constitution, my only concern has to be the protection of the integrity of play on the field through appropriate enforcement of Major League rules.
Agreed.
It is not a part of my authority or responsibility here to make any determination concerning Mr. Rose's eligibility as a candidate for the election of Baseball Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
So, but the Hall of Fame passed a rule declaring that any player ruled ineligible would not appear on the Hall of Fame ballot.
Okay.
So they make the rule,
Yeah.
not Major League Baseball. They're their own museum.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want.
That's true.
You know, they could kick Ty Cobb out for all the shit that he did away from the field. You know, they can get Babe Ruth for all the bitches he beat up and whatever he did. You know, Mickey Mantle for playing drunk. You know, you name it. But so Len Kov, who was also the executive producer of the recent Pete Rose documentary on HBO, said, legally, the lifetime ban is over. His lifetime is over. The Hall of Fame has a rule that if you're on the ineligible list, you can't be considered. If he's taken off of that list, there still is no guarantee he gets in. It's a unique situation because he's never been on a Hall of Fame ballot. But the thing is, it's an ineligibility list, not a lifetime ban list.
Right.
So,
and like you said, the Hall of Fame can do what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
So there was an outside the line story. I'm going to share my screen here, and Mike is going to see this. And this is from documents obtained by Outside the Lines, which reflects betting records from March through July 1986. It shows no evidence that as a player manager he bet against his team, but provides a snapshot of how extensive Rose's betting life was in 1986. I'm going to show this here, and if you can understand some of the things that were said here, if you understand some of the things here, God bless America. So this is a PDF of it that was linked to this article that I found from a few months ago. And you could see here, different things on here, like whoever me is. I didn't look into this. They had Giants, they had Edmonton. And this is back in the days, long before computers. So, and you can see Pete's bets, Atlanta, Philadelphia plus 9.5. I don't know. I don't know if these are basketball bets or baseball bets or whatever. You know, I'm imagining that's a basketball bet. Denver plus 7 because Denver didn't have baseball back then. And here's all these baseball bets. I don't know if they're his bets or whoever this me person is, but you got all kinds of stuff here, like different things here. And I'm not reading I'm not reading too much into this other than um, so uh, so some of the things that it says in this article, and this is actually an article from actually from 2015. Um, he bet on at least one MLB team on 30 different days. It's impossible to count the exact number of times he bet on baseball games because not every day's entries are legible, as you can see.
Right.
Good luck figuring that shit out. But on 21 of the days, it's clear he bet on baseball. He gambled on the Reds, including on games in which he played. Most bets, regardless of the sport, were about $2,000. The largest single bet was $5,500 on the Celtics, which he lost. He bet heavily on college and professional basketball, losing $15,400 one day in March. That came during the worst week of his 4-month span, where he lost $25,500. So,
Wow.
but there's all kinds of stories that are there, and I mean, this is a long ass article that I'm not going to go too far into, but I just wanted to show some of the things that he had there. So,
That's a lot.
so there. I mean, even though that outside the lines article said he bet on baseball, I'm still going to say he probably did bet as a player, only because of the fact that he wasn't investigated as a player. He was investigated over a short period of time as just the manager,
Right.
and that's what got him going. So, but if he's betting as a player manager, which those documents show, even though good luck figuring out what they were saying, and granted, it's 40 years ago as well. If you can figure out what that was saying, you can prove that he bet on baseball and all that. Well, but the one thing is, and Mike agrees with me on this, Pete Rose broke the cardinal rule of sports. I think it's rule 22 or 21. You bet on gambling rule. Let me just MLB gambling policy. It's rule 21.
Okay.
21 Part D, as in David.
Right.
Any player, umpire, or club or league official or employee who shall bet any sum whatsoever upon any baseball game in connection with which the bettor has no duty to perform shall be declared ineligible for 1 year. That's one.
Yep.
2, any player, umpire, club, or league official or employee who shall bet any sum whatsoever upon any baseball game in connection with the bettor has a duty to perform shall be declared permanently ineligible.
There it is.
Any player, umpire, club official, blah, 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 who places bets with the legal bookmakers or agents for legal bookmakers shall be subject to such penalty as the commissioner deems appropriate in the light of the facts and circumstances of the contract. Any player, umpire, blah, 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 who operates or works in a legal bookmaking business shall be subject to a maximum of a 1-year suspension by the commissioner. A legal bookmaker is an individual who accepts, places, or handle wagers on sporting events from members of the public as part of a gaming operation that is unlawful in the jurisdiction in which the bets are placed. So he broke Part 1. Well, he had a duty to perform as a manager, so he's permanently ineligible. So it isn't a lifetime ban. It's permanently ineligible, which means that 500 years from now, if this earth is still here, as we know it, as a loud ass car goes by, as long as as long as we still have people living on this earth, he's still permanently ineligible.
That's it.
There is no lifetime ban. That was just jargon that they gave so that they can give people an idea of what this ineligibility means.
Right.
That's what it means. It means get out, don't come back.
Yeah.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Yeah.
So, but there's people that give me shit about it because I even got shit on Instagram today about it because I was sitting there and I'm doing what I have to do. Oh yeah, I did tell SJ about the story, but
Okay.
But yeah, so I went on here. I'm looking, and the 97.5 The Fanatic comes up with their question of the day that I saw on there today. The best show ever question of the day. Well, it's not that great of a show. It's not as good as this shit show. But I digress. Do you support Rob Manfred removing Pete Rose from the Hall of Fame and from the MLB ineligible list, allowing voters to consider him for the Hall of Fame? I said no. He broke cardinal rule of baseball, plain and simple. And in Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever generation he is, you're mad corny. No, I know the rules.
Exactly.
And you got banned, permanent ineligibility.
Yeah.
And, I mean, but if they do allow him back, they got to allow Shoeless Joe.
Yeah.
That's just me. But so we'll see what happens with that. And hopefully, you just look over the rules here. And Rob Manfred is a lawyer, so it isn't like he's some guy like Donald Trump that's president who doesn't know politics from his ass. But then again, Joe Biden didn't know much because his brain was fried from dementia or whatever the fuck he had. But but the thing is, it's right here, plain and simple. And I said it here. Any player, umpire who bet on the game with better as a duty to perform shall be declared permanently ineligible.
That's the rules.
And it's not even about betting on your team or against your team. It's the fact that you placed a wager on the game.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's it.
Game over. Drive home safely.
Yeah.
So, one guy who, as we change from here before, we'll get in more into what stuff that maybe SJ will talk about here. And by the way, I got 7 viewers here alone in Twitch land right now. And welcome in, everybody. Joe Quills, Big Mike's across the table from me. I'm with Bleacher Brothers. I do 2 shows. I do the show Monday through Thursday at 9 o'clock. I got 8 viewers. Holy shit. Give me a follow. Make sure the alerts are on because sometimes we don't start on time like tonight because I'm a fucking dope. I just got to stop typing or some shit. But I am with Bleacher Brothers, and give me a follow. And we're here. I'm here Monday through Thursday. I don't allow Mike outside of his hometown on Tuesday through Sunday. I gave him the Monday pardon because Mike's going to be great on that show. I swear to God, he's going to be great. But
Hey.
Well, I got my Phillies hat on too.
Oh, SJ.
Toilets and papers? I know what she meant. Thoughts and prayers. Actually, somebody said on my Facebook timeline, it was his 34th anniversary at Redacted Company. And because, I can joke around with him with certain things because
Right.
he knows I come with a quick one-liner every now and then when we have a conversation, even in person when we were still in the office. He says, "Today's my 34th anniversary, whatever number it was." I said, "Thoughts and prayers?" Question mark. uh, well, I'm making her feel young.
Oh, ain't that nice?
Well, just to let you know, I like to feel with my hands. But to make SJ feel young even more, Jimmy Johnson, the Dallas Cowboys coach and coach of the Miami Dolphins, Miami Hurricanes, Miami Hurricanes, the Catholics versus Convicts coach. He was the coach of the Convicts. He retired today.
Wow.
He won 2 Super Bowls and a national championship. He announced his retirement on Fox Sports today on the Colin Cowherd show. I mean Cowherd show. The
Right.
turd with Colin Cowherd.
Yeah,
I like to call him Cowherd because I'm juvenile like that.
I understand.
So he announced it during his appearance on the show. Jimmy said the most fun I ever had in my career, that's counting Super Bowls and national championships, was at Fox Sports. He said, adding that he loved working for the CEO, Eric Shanks, and Fox NFL Sunday producer, Bill Richards. Now here's the thing. When you don't have to coach and you're working that type of a job, you don't have coaches, you don't have somebody ready to fire you.
Right.
Unless you're total horseshit behind the desk, but he did his part and everything, and kudos for him because he still has that thick head of hair.
Yes, he does.
At least we think it's his hair. But I guess so because it is white. It's going past gray to white.
It has, yeah.
But it was a great run starting 31 years ago. That's how long Fox has had football. He worked alongside Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Michael Strahan. Was it James Brown or somebody that started there?
Yeah, it was before Kurt. Yeah.
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 So Shanks said Jimmy Johnson was there when Fox NFL Sunday came on air for the first time 31 years ago, and since then has been a cherished member of the Fox Sports family, which makes the retirement bittersweet. Jimmy served as an inspiration to generations of football fans with his legendary swagger, one-of-a-kind inside and signature humor. But, the amazing thing is, you don't realize this. Bank Boy's here as well. Welcome in, Bank Boy. Jimmy Johnson's 81 years old.
He doesn't look it.
Huh. Well, aside from the hair, but,
Yeah.
And, I think he made it up the Rocky Stairs. When the whole crew was there for the
Right.
NFC Championship game, that ass kicking, that first edition of belts to ass.
Right.
I think he made it up the Rocky Stairs at the Art Museum. I think he did. Now I'm not sure if he had one of those chair lifts that got him up, but I think him and Terry Bradshaw were fighting over that chair.
Probably were. But see, the thing with Jimmy Johnson, he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Being a coach, he knew what he was talking about. So,
Yeah, he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And he coached the Cowboys, went to Fox, went to the Dolphins, returned in 2002.
Yeah.
But he's gone. He's retiring. He'll be on this boat.
Yeah, he will.
So, also in the NFL world, Darius Slay's getting released. But they're trying to maneuver around the cap because the new season starts next week. He's
So
going to be
Go ahead.
He's going to be a post June 1 transaction, It's designated as such, so it's going to save the Eagles $4.3 million in salary cap. They have $20 million to play with. Now, when free agency starts next week, Zach Bond, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, and Mekhi Becton are all free agents.
She mean mock draft.
What's that?
She said mock draft.
Josh Sweat.
No, essay.
Mock draft? Mock. Yeah. I don't know. I probably said the words mock draft. Who the hell knows?
Talk about the real draft is in April, right?
Well, there's a draft coming in from this window, too.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to do a mock draft? Hell no. I can't even pick horses right now. I got lucky yesterday because it was a 4-horse race. M, not C. Are you saying it's a cock draft?
Oh, that's my buddy over there, folks. Yes, it is.
All right, so the Eagles are releasing him according to Adam Schefter. He's going to be designated as a post-June 1st transaction. It's going to save the Eagles $4.3 million. Free agents are going to hit free agency next week. Zach Bond, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, and Mekhi Becton. I did that because that's what he does when he sacks somebody.
Right.
So Howie Roseman spoke last month about the need to rely on players with rookie contracts. As the cap gets tighter, all of our expensive players start becoming expensive, so you have to go through with the young players. But the thing is, the salary cap also grows. It's just how are you projecting it versus what actually happens? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, for example, they announced it's going to be $279 million.
Yeah, they did say
Yeah.
They are increasing the cap.
And it was a way that they have a whole formula that figures this out.
Right.
So, but Slay's 34 years old. Now the Eagles positioned themselves at cornerback with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean.
Yes, they did.
Now Cooper DeJean was playing the inside corner, that third corner position. So the question is whether to move DeJean outside or keep him in the slot, where he made a number of big plays last season, including that interception where the only three-peat in the Mahomes family was Daddy Pat's three-peat of DUIs.
That's it.
All right, we got something to add to our Bank Boy did a clip of that of when I said the C word, the C draft. So that's going to end up on my TikTok and everything like that. So I think it's, damn it.
Now, would you put CJ DJ at free safety?
What's that?
Would you put him at free safety?
If he can do the job.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. And there's all the socials there on my Facebook page, on my Twitch stream. Duh. And got to do what the people need, Bank Boy said. According to what I said. So, but also when April comes around, the only reason why I'm not going to streaming to facebook.com/Joe Quills Show. AJ said to everybody, "Oh, you need your own Facebook page," and blah 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 blah. All right, so I created that page. I just can't stream to that until April 1st because it's got to be 60 days, and I think that's around day 60. So it may not be till the following week that I do it because I'm not going to do it midweek. But by the way, I do have plans for a April Fool's Day show already.
Oh, okay.
So you know me. I like to play April Fool's Day jokes.
Yeah,
Um,
I know you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it was an April Fool's Day joke, I did have a show after Aaron Rodgers came out from the darkness retreat that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
I did the first 10 minutes of the show like this.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Also, I couldn't see that. Okay, yeah. Did it.
Well, it was the Stevie Wonder special.
I got you. Okay.
So, he said, I think he said before he would like, he wants to play one more year. He said either Detroit or the Eagles, but I do a darkness retreat with SJ as well, but I might get thrown into jail afterwards, but so it'll be interesting to see. Oh, she wants to do a retreat with him. No, you want to do it with me, damn it.
SJ.
Besides, he's married.
That's right.
But so he began his career with the Lions. He was a second round pick, blah, 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 blah. And maybe he goes there, maybe he doesn't. So we're up to the Fresno State thing. No, that's your starting quarterback next year, SJ, Aaron Rodgers. That's your starting quarterback. Apparently, he's got a good ayahuasca dealer in the Bronx, so he will be there. I think that was supposed to be FU and not SU.
Okay.
No. But anyways, last week I mentioned Fresno State, and who better wear number 6? Aaron Rodgers?
Okay.
I hear he's going to wear 69.
Right.
But anyways, Fresno State, I mentioned last week, they had a little gambling problem with their team. Now, the one thing is because, with the different things that we have with Bleacher Brothers, like there is a you know what, I'm going to copy this link here. I got to make this into a command, especially when I do also eligible. Let me see if I can find this here. Of course, it's not going to be easy. So there is an easy way to find out what sports books will be what sports books are available in your state.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go here. Now, what you do is you go to this link here. And this is going to go to all the ones that are not Twitter. So that's and yeah, that's not going to, well, for whatever reason, AV Mux is playing around with me right now because I get the dead man face here.
Hmm.
See what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Right.
but it's not an emoji on the different things, so it's just something that I see here. But I'm going to share my screen here before we get to the whole Fresno State thing. Let me share my screen again. And this is part of the story here. You know, this eventually is going to lead to things here. So share my screen. Boom. So they can hear you again.
Okay.
I keep forgetting to do this every week.
There we go.
Put them in the corner.
Okay. Well, baby in the corner.
So what you can do is, this is New York. It defaults to New York for whatever reason. That's what's available in New York. Like, for example, SJ's in Connecticut. You would click there, and she would have Fanatics, Novig, and Thrills available. In the greatest state in the world, Pennsylvania.
You got that right.
Bullshit. You would have FanDuel, Fanatics, Caesars, Bet365, DraftKings, BetMGM. Don't know why it's on there twice, but it is. Novig, Fliff, Thrills. Now, let me show you California here. This will lead to my update on this Fresno State story. That didn't update. What the fuck? Okay, so that's there. Okay, so you can actually bet on Novig because it's a social thing, but Underdog, Sleeper, Fifth, Thrills, Better, and Play Score. So Sleeper is what's going to get mentioned here because you can play with the props and stuff like that. And personally, I like the prop. Oh, sorry. So Fanatics Cash. What is this? I'm just showing you the link that I shared and how you can go from state to state and see what's available, because I'm going to make that into a command sometime this week if I remember. But that's on the Bleacher Brothers Facebook page. I need to make that into a command so that, and I also have to give SJ the new commands.
Okay.
Because there's the socials one, there's AE. You know, I don't do to Facebook. I don't know why he took that off of there, but now, if she had her cam on right now, the reaction to this next command may end up on Pornhub. See? Shout out. And boom.
Right.
But anyways. So there was a reason I did show that, because the thing before I started playing with the commands, she went, ooh, commands.
Right.
I command you to come here. Ooh. But so the Fresno State basketball players I mentioned the other night, and SJ's in timeout right now. You know, she's doing whatever.
Okay.
So the NCAA and Fresno State are investigating allegations that two men's basketball players participated in a daily fantasy contest based on their own performances, according to multiple sources. Now, some will argue that's gambling. Some will argue it's not. but there is a rule in the NCAA where you can't even play fantasy.
Wow.
It's integrity of game.
Right.
Like, for example, the guy that got banned from Toronto, Shante Porter, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
Well, what he did, he bet the under on himself, played sick, went back to the locker room after he played a couple of minutes, and hit his wager.
Wow.
So that led to his banning.
Right.
And Bank Boy, thank you for that advertisement on Twitter, X, whatever. I just think there should be a porn social hub called Triple X, but that's just me. But anyways, back to the story here. So junior forward Michael Robinson associates bet and enter daily fantasy sports contests involving Fresno State games in which he played. The wagers and fantasy entries included the under on Robinson's points and rebounds. That's not good.
No.
According to sources, at least one major U.S. sportsbook received increased betting interest on Robinson's props in games this season, according to an industry source. And that's why they GPS you to death with where you're at exactly. Because, if I'm pulling up DraftKings and I'm in a state where I can't use DraftKings, like let's say California,
Right.
They come up with this. Not really, but it's like you can't use this. Nah. So, there's states where you can use certain apps. That's another reason why I showed that. I showed that link there, even though I may get the, why are you promoting? But it leads to the story because I wanted to show the difference between states there.
Sure.
So I was thinking at first when I saw the story, I was thinking, and the reason why I was saying this, well, Louisiana, they have legalized sportsbook gambling. And University of New Orleans, obviously in New Orleans, Louisiana, even though maybe you question the ages of a couple of guys, even though the whole sticking out like a sore thumb theory, depending on how tall the player is.
Right.
You go walking into a sports book, place a wager. Or you can just have an app. But so now Robinson, who was a junior forward, was removed from the roster after playing in a January 11th game against Nevada. Attempts to reach Robinson were unsuccessful. Senior guard Jalen Weaver told ESPN on Thursday he played a daily fantasy contest on his points total in the Bulldogs home game against New Mexico on December 31st. Weaver said he risked $50 that he would score more than 11 points on the fantasy site Sleeper, which is one of those sites that's available in California.
Right.
So he finished with 13 points, so he won, but he ended up losing because he's in limbo with the team right now. So, but the thing is, like we're talking about Pete Rose, and he always bet on the Reds. Good luck figuring out what the hell they were trying to write on that book, this
Right.
bookie. But Weaver said, I just made a bad decision. I shouldn't have gotten involved with that. Now I'm obviously paying for it. I bet on the game I played in, but I never tried to sabotage the season. I never bet on us to lose, never bet my unders. So he knew what's going on. He knew. You can't. Even if you think about it, you are influencing the game. Because think about it. It's kind of like Pete Rose.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing that closer in with 2 outs in the 7th instead of 2 outs or to start the 8th inning.
Right.
Is that because of the situation of the game, or is it because you're trying to protect your ass and your wager?
Yeah.
That's the integrity of game part that people just don't see because, he bet on his team. But So Weaver said the Fresno State Athletic Department showed him a text thread between Robinson and himself discussing betting. Weaver said he had been dismissed from the team and plans to enter the transfer portal at the end of the season. A third player, sophomore guard Zayon Collins, was held out of the Air Force game last Saturday for allegedly betting on professional sports, including multiple sources familiar with the investigation. Attorney representing Collins in another matter did not return multiple messages left by ESPN. Collins remains on the roster listed on the website. So when the gambling inquiry was first reported, Weaver and Collins were being withheld from competition, which is the right thing to do.
It is.
But I think this is something that's definitely going to happen as we get in there, depending on the state. Like I showed you, like certain states can only get, sleeper and this and that. Where in Pennsylvania, I can't get into sleeper for the prop wagering, but I can go to DraftKings, Fanatics,
Right.
FanDuel, whatever. But the thing is, even within the state of Pennsylvania, there's rules within the rules where you can't bet individual props on college sports. Now, there are some individual players, I should say.
Okay.
Like you can bet like the team getting 2 touchdowns in the first half, making something up, but
Right.
but the individual things like so and so throws for 150 yards in the first quarter. No, you can't do that.
Gotcha.
But if it's generic to the team,
Mhm.
yeah, but at least that's Pennsylvania. Now in New Jersey, if a game is being played in New Jersey
Mhm.
or involves a New Jersey school,
Right.
you can't bet it in Atlantic City or on an app
I can see that.
because their take of what to do to protect the integrity of the game
Yeah.
is their laws and rules and stuff like that. Like for example, I wanted to bet on SJ to piss her pants 3 times tonight. I couldn't do it. I also wanted to bet to see if Gracie would fart 3 times during the show. I couldn't even do that.
Couldn't do that. Things you just can't do, kid. Just can't.
But the Fresno State case is not to be tied to a federal investigation into gambling that links suspicious betting on college basketball games. Temple's involved in that last year. Eastern Michigan, NCA&T, Mississippi Valley State, and University of New Orleans over the past 2 years. So, and now we get to the main event. The reason why I added not 1, not 2, but 3 new sound drops for this story alone.
Okay.
And we are taking you to Germany.
Okay.
I probably would have had that 4th. I think I had the German music thing, but I didn't look for it. Dumbass me. But we are going to look at Germany. Now, as we all know, soccer always has the strangest moments in sports, or at least we think so.
Right.
Well, a match between FC Taxi Duisburg 2 and SV Rot-Weiss Mulheim in the German 8th division. So, in the terms of promotion relegation in the ladder, here's the top tier.
Right.
That 8th tier is way down there.
Wow.
So, the match had to be canceled. Okay.
Okay.
After a small child on the field ran up to the referee, Stefan Kahler, and bit his testicle.
Oh, my balls!
How many times have I told you to keep your son off the field?
Well, you know what You know what the kids say after that?
What's that?
Penis so small.
Penis so small. But, and this is a true story. I'll tell you how this came about. SJ, Bank Boy, and anybody else who's watching, and everybody who came in late. Don't worry, I'll get back to it. Sometimes I have a hard time getting to sleep, and last night was one of those nights. And the weird thing is, it wasn't a caffeine thing, because I didn't have my third cup of coffee that I usually do about 5:30, 6 o'clock, because I ran to the store, and next thing you know, nah. So I found the story, and I posted it on my Instagram, and I said on there, and a bunch of people saw it. I said, if I find this story, this will be the stupid shit that I saw story for the Monday night show. And from what I see, it is a legitimate story. So that's why we're talking about tonight. So just to repeat, so SJ can really digest this, and this is why this is the stupid shit that I saw story. A match between FC Taxi Dulsberg 2 and SV Rot-Weiss Mulhelm in the German 8th Division had to be canceled after a small child on the field ran up to a referee, Stefan Kahler, and bit his testicle.
Oh, my balls!
You said balls.
Oh, my balls!
You said balls.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the incident occurred I am saying one bite, and the referee said,
oh, my balls!
So Kahler was doing his typical pregame ID check of the players, common in low division soccer, to make sure everyone is who they claim to be. So basically, he was saying,
who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, my balls!
You said balls.
That's just too.
he bit him. He bit him. Now, considering the kid was probably almost as tall as SJ, he was probably about yay high to the guys. So he said, well, I was checking the FC Taxi's players' IDs and saying,
who the fuck is that guy?
A small child was doing warm-up exercises alongside the players. He came closer and closer to me, to my complete surprise, and gave me a sharp bite in my left testicle.
Oh, my balls!
You said balls.
Penis so small.
Wow.
Then suddenly, to my complete surprise, Kahler said in a report obtained by the outlet. So Kahler went on to say that he couldn't start the game because of the pain that he was in,
Oh, my balls!
and that the match would have to be rescheduled for a later date.
Wow. You think?
And trust me, I know it's not a good feeling, whether it's a direct hit, anything.
That's true.
So I did not write this. This is not my joke. Whoops. There we go. This is not my joke, so, don't roll your eyes at me, because this is in the text here.
Okay.
Okay? And I will show Mike after the show's over just to prove it's never a joke when it comes to the family jewels. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because let me tell you.
You're right.
Let me tell you. When you do procreate, And when your kid has 3 eyes and 4 testicles, you know, you wonder, is it, you know, what was this kid a Chernobyl baby or something, you know? Or was it because that kid bit me right in my left testicle?
Oh, my balls!
Well, they do sell candy and bite size. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, this is from James Dater, and this is from SBNation.com. So give him the credit of this joke because I probably wouldn't have said this. But it is unclear whether Kaler has the balls
You said balls.
to try to officiate it a second time. I did not make that joke up, okay?
Oh.
There is no word on why the child reportedly belonging to an FC taxi player has been trained to bite testicles like a police dog.
Oh, my balls!
You said
Penis
balls.
so small.
So, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to let Mike see this right now. Let me hand this over to him. It's the last paragraph of page 1.
Okay.
I can't make the shit up.
Oh. You really can't. I mean,
No, keep it. I don't need it.
okay. Wow.
But that's what I strive for with the stupid shit that I saw segment because, you know, it's funny, it's strange, and it's something stupid that's going to be done.
You know, you're gonna have a hard time topping that one.
I'm hoping he's an old fart and he doesn't have to produce kids anymore. That's got to be one of the most bizarre injuries of all time. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've had 2 bizarre injuries in my lifetime. It was the one time I hurt my back when I was squatting on the toilet.
I've done that.
And when I tore my calf muscle running for the train.
Oh, I twisted my ankle trying to run for a train. I understand that too.
Strangely stupid indeed. Yeah, and that's, you know, and that's the thing. You know, I can't. I'm not going to be a person with this show. I'm not going to be a person that. I'm not going to be the type of person where I'm going searching for these strange stories. Because then it's like, dude, that story sucks. It doesn't fit the category or anything like that. I broke the smallest foot in my foot dancing when I was like 18. I broke my big toe. You'll remember this while on jury duty.
Yeah, I do.
Well, we went from extreme cold to like 50, 55 degrees in the area around City Hall in Philadelphia. The area around City Hall, the steps are marble.
Right.
So they were starting to thaw a little bit.
Right.
To give Voltaire the story behind the wait what. And meanwhile, SJ, she's still paying attention. It's like, this guy's a fucking klutz. But you know, we were allowed, you know, we weren't sequestered for this trial that I was on or anything like that. So I got to go home at the end of the day. But, you know, you got to go into the concourse, get something to eat if I wanted to go there. If I wanted to go in the other direction to Reading Terminal, I could, you know, something like that. So I went to get something to eat. And my foot slipped on one of the stairs. And my toe went when my foot slid. And I knew it was broken right away.
Yeah.
But I sat through that because the thing is, and Mike knows this from working at Redacted Company, he knows that when you're done jury duty, you're expected back in the office.
Yeah.
Even though you can get away with the full day. So we got done the trial on like a Monday or Tuesday. And I had off the next day. So since we're right in Center City, I'm making sure I'm getting that day off. So I went from Center City to where our redacted office was at the time in Upper Darby. Don't you know the manager who faked an observation on me once made me walk up 2 flights of stairs when there was an elevator right there?
So not cool.
Well, I got the day off.
Right.
Because, you have to reestablish yourself and stuff like that. But,
Right.
I wasn't giving in.
Okay.
So I got my day off. It was just, very painful going up 2 flights of stairs.
You earned a day off. That's for
But then
sure.
again, those elevators were only for certain people anyway,
Well, yeah.
even though some people abuse that power sometimes.
Yeah.
But we built that elevator just for that one person, and then we left there. And
Yeah.
do they even use that building anymore?
Yes and no. We'll talk about it.
Well, we don't have to, but
Okay.
But well, I just wanted to make sure I got the day off because the guy was a real dick. I think he's still with the company at Redacted, but he's got such a common name, and Mike, don't mention the name
Okay.
because I don't know why I'm protecting his identity, but it's like, well, we'll protect his identity because it'll trickle down to me. He's got such a common name that I bet even now, even if he's still with the company 15, 20 years later, which I think he still is, even though he's very immature as a manager, you would have a hard time finding him.
Yeah.
Even if he's still within the city of Philadelphia. I mean, I know where he was last, around 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Right over by 5 Points.
Right.
There's a building up there, Redacted.
Okay.
It's a garage. But it's a little more than a garage. It's like 3-4 floors of what I don't know. But yeah, I think there's some stories that we already know that I'm not going to mention on here as well.
Gotcha.
But besides, if let's say he trips onto this one day and goes, how dare he make a false statement about me? That's why I'm not doing it, because little trickle effect, and next thing you know, kind of like how that guy at the Green Bay game told that woman, "I'll see you next Tuesday," and they did the Google search and all these different searches, and they found out who he was.
Yeah.
That's why I say redacted, because also the manager I was reporting to up until Friday, he knew that I stream and podcast. He knows that this is everything there. The new manager that I started reporting to today, I told her about it. I said, it's the way that I do this. It's even though this is a hobby and everything else, I didn't mention it may lead to a new career. Who knows? But it's, you got to make sure that you make sure you have things set up in the future. And if this leads to something great, if it's just something that's a hobby, then that's great too.
Yeah.
But I'm just but I'm open enough to say, hey, this is one of my side passion projects, and I can have fun with this and joke around and talk about cock drafts and and
have fun.
whatever the hell we talked about tonight.
Right.
But you get the idea here. So So, that's, I mean, there's some reasons why, and I tell you about the Charlottesville story. And by the way, I have to find that email just so that I can forward it to myself so that, if ever there comes a time where somebody identifies me and says, well, you were at this thing, I'll be like, well, like, let's say I had this shirt on. Well, it says Pearl Jam and 10 Club. It doesn't say Redacted Company.
No, it doesn't.
Redacted Company showed that they did an extensive search, an extensive shirt. They did.
Expensive shirt?
They did an extensive search.
Gotcha. Okay.
They could not determine who the people were. And they could not determine if it was a violation of code of conduct based on everything that they show because, representing the company, even though you're off the clock and all that, they determined they couldn't do anything with it. Now, granted, you take a look at my dumb ass and be like, oh, I know who that motherfucker is. And meanwhile, somebody's going to be calling HR tomorrow. Oh, he was talking about your company. He said, you know who this motherfucker is. But, it's not any, I mean, but the thing is, am I bashing a company to say who this motherfucker is? No. It's just me joking around.
Yeah.
And, if I violated a code of conduct here, then we have problems. But, there really isn't anything that really, I mean, I'm careful with what I say, unless I'm like totally seeing red. And even Mike hasn't seen me in that position.
No.
Might have been close a couple times.
Yeah, I would say guys, yeah, close, but not there. Yeah.
But the one thing I always tell Mike, first thing I want you to do is pull out your camera and record the shit because I want you to see the other guy getting the first 6 or 7 swings. And then when I neutralize him by going John Cena on his ass,
Right.
Me playing John Cena and him playing Cody Rhodes, where I just give him a swift kick to the.
Yeah.
Wait, where am I going to kick him?
Oh, my balls!
You said balls.
Penis so small.
Oh my balls.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the I mean seriously, I think that we're in such a. I mean, we can basically say it's a Truman Show world where we're the subject of cameras everywhere we go.
That's true.
I mean, not even, oh, I got my camera on Mike because he's doing something nefarious over there, I turned it off. I didn't even turn it on, but, but that's the thing. And Voltaire agrees with me, Like, for example, I mean, about the neighbors upstairs.
Yeah.
Thunderhooves, as I like to call them.
Yeah.
Or her, or it, or whatever it is. And by the way, I saw on somebody's eviction notice, on the, what they do is they shame them. Shame.
Oh.
No, what they do is they have the legal notice from the city of Philadelphia back in their eviction notice.
Right.
They do not use the pronouns they or them. They use the pronouns he, she, and it.
Wow.
Now, I wanted to change my pronouns on Instagram to me, myself, and I.
Right. Right.
They had no sense of humor. But yeah, that's the thing. You just, I'm, even though I do have my moments, I'm very protective of what I say, and got to protect the nest egg, as I like to call it, because Grant, Daddy, how did you lose $300,000? Well, I said that somebody was a motherfucker. In my spare time, it ended up going to Redacted's HR. They thought, oh, you're just making fun of them, of the company, and boom, you're fired. Even though I didn't have Redacted here, Redacted anywhere, blah, blah, blah. But instead of losing 300,000, I won 300 million or whatever. Yeah,
Gotcha.
whatever.
Yeah.
But you can tell that we're at the point of the show where we're just rambling about stupid shit like you wouldn't believe. And SJ is probably saying, "Thank God he's 200 miles away from me." But it's let you inside my head with some of the things here, even though it's a little scary to be in my head. She was pampering Noelle. Yeah, she sent me a picture today.
Uh-huh.
She was actually sleeping. She was actually sleeping on top of her computer.
Wow. Tired, huh?
Everyone's head is a little scary, to be fair. True. But
Very
not as
true.
scary as mine, trust me.
Yeah.
Mike can vouch for that.
Yeah.
SJ can't yet because she hasn't seen me in person, in action in person. Even though she's seen me on here, But SJ says she can't. But, now she has to pamper in action. See, there's an action here which is basically the same as in action away from the computer and stuff like that. But it may be even funnier. It may not be. It just happens that way. But it is what it is. So I'm sure in a couple of minutes she'll have to pamper Gracie because hey, my turn. Oh wait, let me tell you something. I don't know how this started, but my Facebook algorithm right now, when I go to Reels,
Yeah.
is either wrestling, don't know how that started, an occasional sports story or two, I can understand that, or these Siberian Huskies named Blue and Titan, and they're making it look like that they're talking to their owners and stuff like that, and showing how energetic these dogs are and shit like that, and the one dog having all these tantrums and stuff. And
What the?
Pork Chop, welcome in. He's out on the West Coast. But yeah, that's and that's even the stupid funny stuff that I like to watch. And SJ got a idea of that the other day because I said, well, this is my Facebook right now. It's all about these two damn dogs. Well, technically it's three because they also have a golden retriever named Maverick.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I just start looking, and next thing you know, they're having tantrums or something like that. Yeah, the Union are looking good, and I could not find my Union T-shirt today. Damn it! I can't wear the sweatshirt because it's too damn hot in this apartment. But I could not find my T-shirt.
They have been looking good the first couple weeks of the season.
Yeah, and they're 2-0 with the new coach.
Well,
Yeah, I don't necessarily think Curtin was the problem with the Union. Even though, yeah, you do need to change coaches every once in a while, but it's a combination of the players and how they get along with the coach, but also, the owners, they don't really spend big money. Whereas Miami's gone with Messi and they've got another guy, and a lot of these other teams get these international stars, and Union really haven't really gotten a superstar player to play for them.
that's true.
But then again, they still sell out the stadium with about 19,000 people there. So
That's just Philly.
But
That's what we do.
and yeah, I was doing some. Oh, I was still watching the horses because I still had that one race,
Mm-hmm.
and I went 0 for 6 on Saturday.
Is that why my bank account is 0.0.0?
And you know what I said when Mike said that?
Oh, my balls!
I said, "Oh my balls." So yeah, and then I had to have a. But thankfully, she's not been trailing me. Thank God.
Okay.
But I am going to be looking at 2 races from Parks tomorrow
Okay.
because our friend Jessica Paquette will be on the mic there.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, not your friend, my friend.
Yeah, that's your friend.
But but seriously, yeah. So yeah, that will be the big race. Also eligible on Saturday. I will be looking at the races from Tampa Bay Downs. I'll see what those races will be like in a day or two. So just remind you that's 10 a.m. On the Bleacher Brothers platforms. Just to give you an idea. That's my usual background screen, but we need this. So yeah, that's what Tampa Bay Downs is a fun track, even though that started the whole cold streak, I believe. And I've been so cold, I don't even want to look at the spreadsheet for February. I don't want to look at March yet, and we're only 3 days into the month.
Yeah, February's not gonna be pretty.
And neither will March. I mean, February started out good.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, before you know it, we got to this.
Right.
So, but, I mean, it's all ebbs and flows, and I'm in the mother of all flows right now.
The ebb is coming soon.
Mm-hmm. Not soon enough.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like most of those races I had this weekend. My horses were way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played a local Parks horse in the Busher, and that was the race where I said on Saturday's show, the amateur me would play Drexel Hill because one, it's not far from where Mike lives, and also I had a Drexel T-shirt on Saturday morning. Instead, I went for this one horse that is based out of Parks, won a race impressively at Aqueduct. I said, there's no speed in this race. This horse is just going to go for the lead and it's going to win. Well, we might have found out that it is a bit distance limited.
Yeah.
But, the horse Drexel Hill came close like crazy and won, and my horse finished third, which meant basically that.
Wow.
So, and to everybody, I got to say, because that is the end of our show. And Mike, thank you for joining me tonight. And
Of course.
let me see here. All right. So I know SJ will be giving me. You too, SJ. And
yeah.
but thank you, Bank Boy. Thank you, Pork Chop. Thank you, everybody. SJ knows a couple of the socials now, as you can see. I'll work on a couple other ones for you. Like Joe is God, worship him or else. No, I'm not going to do that. Pork Chop, thank you so much for joining me. And thank everybody on X and YouTube. And I'll be live tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday at 9 o'clock or thereabouts, because the Bleacher Brothers show will start at 7:30, and I will start as soon as they're done. So because I do the raid thing. But like I told Mike, you know, I'm giving them till 9:30, and they're not done by 9:30, fucking, I'm on my own. So, but I may even be dancing on my own. By the way, I got a theory of that when baseball season starts about that song.
Uh-huh.
I'll even tell you after the show because
Oh.
then when the season starts, I can tell you why the Phillies lost. But anyway, so that's it for now. I do appreciate everybody. We'll do it live again in about 22 hours here at twitch.tv/JoeQuills and all the other spots that I go to. Follow me on Twitch, especially because, you know, you can get me to affiliate. And great job by SJ and Bank Boy to get people in here tonight. So, and do appreciate everybody. We'll do it live again tomorrow night. And I will see you in the winner's circle. And Mike will be laughing at me with more losing tickets. So have a great night, everybody.